tidal, where the sea comes in and out, you have a mixture of some of the resources that exist on the land and some that exist in the sea, but that only, and then others, sorry, that only exist on the rocky shoreline. So this area is known as an ecological edge. And the ecological edge is much richer in natural resources. It is a place of evolution and innovation when we start then thinking about this in terms of human systems. If we take the land as the university and the sea as the community, the people on the land could keep swilling down the rocky shoreline with fresh water to stop those unique species growing, and that would be colonising that area through their own agenda. So planting their own trees, planting their own animals.
About violence in the community, it could be about all sorts of things, it could be about business growth. But you've got to have, people have got to have an open environment to be able to come together and have that exchange, which is why the edge is so important. Now, I worked in government for 3 or 4 years. Somebody who works in external affairs or in beacons or something, and so for instance also in government they say, okay, we've got a new innovation model we want everybody to adopt, and you're working on a particular problem in transport or in somewhere else, and you just think this somebody's just raining down on you a new model that you have to use. Whereas I think if you approach particular problems in a much more collaborative way between people, then you're going to be much more motivated to actually engage at the middle levels. And so it's not just a question of senior leaders in higher education endorsing the history programme. It's also about looking at whether or not the organisations that they are running are actually incentivised to support that, to support that work. And at the moment, very few in number, and it's seen even in an institute of innovation where I am, to actually go to things like this is a cost. It's a cost, and it's something that you have to ask for time out. And unless you're really motivated to connect,
projects, university resources actually being placed outside the university. So in some of our work, for example, we might have got a project that has a researcher, but the researcher works out there. Lots of all right, most of it isn't based on the university or going out, but it's very vetted outside. They might be about resources. A really good example of a really bad example of engagement project was a 4-university HEFCI funded, oh no, I'm going to get this wrong, either 3 or 6 million pound project, not a penny of it for community organisations, but the requirements for this project was that we worked across the universities and in partnership with community organisations. And when we said, when the academics got wind of what we need to deliver, we said, wait, how come there was no money for community organisations and their time in this?
So, you know, one of the things it depends. I have seen researchers and academics try very hard to jam their own personal interest on something. Justify support and sometimes occasionally funding. I don't know. I think sometimes and then that causes more damage in the long term as well, because the community group mistrusts us, and it's very hard to then kind of do that back in.
I think the camera can be your own personal history.
Yeah.